Well, hello and welcome to the Oshkosh Police Department. My name is Scott Greuel. I'm the police chief for the city of Oshkosh. And I'm doing this segment with mixed emotion. As you know, in the community, I have announced my retirement, and my retirement will take effect in January. And I wanted to spend some time talking about, I think, some of the things that we've accomplished over the last 8.5 years here at the police department. As I said, it's with mixed emotions. As I end my 34.5-year career in law enforcement, 30.5 years with the city of Oshkosh, and the past 8.5 as your chief, I've been blessed and honored to serve in that capacity, and I thank everyone for their support in that. I guess some of the things that I'd like to highlight that I think have been real accomplishments at the police department is our personnel. I've been blessed and honored to work with great men and women of the Oshkosh Police Department in the sworn and the non-sworn ranks. Over the last 8.5 years, I've hired 50 of the police officers here in the city. Now, that's half the department. And so I think that impact has really kind of changed the culture here, in that those officers have worked under the philosophy that's been instilled here under my tenure. I've promoted 18 of our supervisory staff. So more than half of the entire supervisory team have been replaced. And again, I think that's helpful when we're trying to instill a new culture here. Been very happy that in this last budget we've been able to, based on service demands, add an additional officer. So during my tenure, we have added 2 additional police officers to our sworn ranks. So organizationally, our personnel are our greatest asset, and we have worked very hard to build the competence level of our officers, and I think through competence that builds confidence in us as an organization. We've been very community-minded. We've built some great partnerships in the community that I hope continues on long into the future. We've established relationships with the Boys and Girls Club. Officers go there and help to mentor at-risk youth and teach them various things that, such as internet safety, that will help in their development, plus it helps to build relations with our youth in the community. We've got a great relationship with our schools. We have at least 10 officers that are mentoring special needs kids in the schools, and that has helped to build a relationship in the community as well. We've developed an excellent relationship with the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation. I'll talk a little bit about a project that is of pride to me in a little bit, but that has worked out very well. The UW Oshkosh and their Dean of Students and the staff and officers at the university. We've worked very hard with building relations with our minority community. All the things that are going on nationwide, you don't wait for problems to happen to start building those relationships. All our officers are ambassadors for the community, and I think we've done a pretty good job of fostering the relationship and communicating and talking through issues that we have with our minority community. Of course, what I'm very proud of and something that I implemented from almost day one is kind of a new philosophy of how we're going to embrace community policing that we call team policing. And our expectations and principles of team policing have been to become more community-oriented, to be more problem-solving focused, and to be more data-driven. And I think it's important for any organization for their employees to know what's expected of them. So as where I thought initially that would be a 3 to 5 year implementation process, it probably was more of a 5 to 7 year implementation process as we fully developed understanding with our people of what it meant to be working in a department that embraces team policing, which is kind of a combination of community policing and problem-oriented policing. We've developed a mantra that we live by, and that's know us before you need us. So it's all part of that relationship building in the community, where the community understands who the officers are, gets to know them personally, so they know who to go with their problems. And we spent a lot of time developing that. City's been broken down into 151 neighborhoods with an officer assigned to every neighborhood. And that helps that mantra of getting to know us before you need us. What are the problems that are occurring in your neighborhood, and how can we work together to resolve those? And I think we've started to build that teamwork kind of approach with other city departments as it relates to solving problems in our community. We became very priority focused, goal focused in this organization. As we did our strategic planning in the community, we identified that drugs were a major problem and traffic enforcement was a major problem. That's what our community was telling us. So we organized goals around those two top priorities: speeding, traffic enforcement, and drugs. And we've done a number of things to further those efforts. Implemented a process called 4DX, which helps us to execute on those goals. And that all was in support of our community policing, and we've had a number of successes with our style of policing over the years, and buy-in organizationally with almost nearly 100% of our staff. One of the projects that I'm very proud of that we were able to work through with the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation, and it's kind of a support of our team policing philosophy, is our public-private partnership that helped us to attain the Command and Community Outreach Vehicle, which we call CCOV. It's an excellent example of the partnerships and the support that we get from the community. I mean, we've been blessed in this community in law enforcement of the support that we get. Other agencies around the country can't say that. And that certainly was true in this partnership. This vehicle was funded 1/3 through the budgetary process and 2/3 by private donations. If you haven't seen this vehicle, which I'd be surprised if you haven't seen the vehicle out in the community, it's impressive. And we're using that in a multifaceted approach. One is for a command post in our critical incidents. When we have a disaster or some kind of critical incident, it becomes the operational hub for us. We also use it as a communication hub for special events. So you'll see it out in the community at some of our major special events to help us successfully resolve problems and special events. But thirdly, and most importantly, is probably the community outreach portion of it. This all helps to further our philosophy of team policing, in that we do some things like coffee with a cop, coffee with the chief. We hold sex offender meetings in the community. We roll it into problem neighborhoods as a means to resolve that problem. We hold neighborhood meetings to talk with residents about what are the problems in their neighborhood. And it becomes a conduit or a forum for doing that. You'll see it in parks and schools. And you can track our activities actually on our website at www.oshkoshpd.com under the CCOV activity map. We're very active with it, with a goal to get it into every single neighborhood each year. One of the things that we're proud of is we helped the Boys and Girls Club deliver Thanksgiving meals to needy families in this community last week. That's just one of some of the things that we use this vehicle for. Really was a goal of mine to acquire some kind of a almost moving, roving police substation as part of our team policing activities, and with our partnership with the foundation, that was all made possible. I'm also very proud of the fact that we continue to be an accredited police agency. We have earned our 7th accreditation, our 6th reaccreditation with CALEA, which is a national accreditation organization. We're one of only 3 police agencies in the state of Wisconsin that are CALEA accredited. We're also one of about 25 police agencies in the state that are state accredited, and only one of 3 in the state that are both. So we're very proud of that, and that we function under the best police practices. We've done a number of things over the years to renovate this building at the police department to make it more functional for us. This past year, we moved all our supervisory staff downstairs into an area that we call the POC, and that helps to build and reinforce teamwork and information sharing among the supervisors and aligns them closer in proximity to the operations of the patrol officers. We did the same upstairs on the first floor here, in that we kind of switched our word processing staff with our detectives and created a kind of a bullpen area for our detectives to function too, that led to better teamwork and information sharing there as well. And we've done a number of things as far as increasing technology. We've implemented smartphones, so officers have smartphones to enable them to communicate better in the field and to do their jobs and present video and photography evidence back here. We've become very active on social media, both through our website and through Facebook and Twitter, in getting information instantaneously out to the public and help celebrate some of our successes of things that we're doing in our outreach functions. We installed tracks, kind of automatic ticket writers in the squads that enable us to interface with the time system. Aqueous boards, smart boards throughout the building to enable us to do our operational planning using that technology. We've enhanced the fleet, where our fleet is in better shape than it ever has, and with very little downtime due to mechanical failures. And one of the things that I'm very proud of that will be hitting the road in 2016 is it was just approved in the 2016 budget that all officers will be wearing body-worn cameras in the field. And I think that will help us to enhance the trust and confidence in our actions, in the actions of our officers in the street with the community, and even further strengthen that support that we have with our community. So there's many, many, many things that I can talk about that I'm very proud of that we've accomplished organizationally in the last 8.5 years. And again, this is a job that I've enjoyed and I've loved, and I've appreciated the support that I've had from the community. And you know, I want to thank all of you that are watching this for that support. And I'm confident that the Oshkosh Police Department will continue to move forward and build on the foundation that's been established and have a continued great working relationship with our community. So again, I thank you very much. And again, I've been honored and privileged to serve as your police chief. Thank you.